missions advocates. This is globalcastresources.com.
Hi, my name is Dave Swan. I've been working with YWAM Mercy Ministries for nearly 30 years, and I've been asked to tell you about an incredible story of what's been happening with some integrated mission that we've been working with in Madagascar. So for those of you who don't know, Madagascar is an incredibly poor country. It's always in the top 10 of the poorest countries in the world. Incredible amount of poverty and political problems. Just a really, really hard place. About 15 years ago, a couple were called there, a French couple. He was a church planter, or he is a church planter, she's a doctor. And they started to ask the Lord, okay, how can we impact this incredibly poor island? And one of the real big problems is that many of the villages in Madagascar are very isolated. They take many days to get to walking, or if you happen to have a boat, you can get there in 2 days, but they're very, very isolated and a long way from anywhere. So they have a lot of problems getting any health care. So the doctor, she approached the government and said, how about we train people where they are in the village? We train health workers. And they said, well, there's no way. These people are poor, they're uneducated. There's no way you could train them to do that. So she said, well, can you let me try? And so 15 years later, we have now 47 clinics in remote villages that have got a health worker. They've got a committee in each village that looks after the clinic and the health worker. And they can treat about 80% of all the diseases and sicknesses in those villages. At the same time, the church planter was really passionate about starting a church planting movement. And so at those same villages and other villages, they started to gather people, started to teach them the Bible and just tell them about the good news. So the other thing that's happened is that now we have over 100 churches in these very remote areas. There's almost a new church crops up every month because they're planting churches themselves. Our team will go out and visit the church and they'll go, oh, come with us because we've started another church in the next village. They're baptizing people. They're seeing so many people come to the Lord. I was just there a few months ago to speak at the church conference. So all the villagers, church leaders came from those 100 churches, and we were able to encourage them and help them and really see how they can impact their communities where they are. So those two things together have not only seen a spiritual impact, but an incredible impact physically as well. Because the clinics are working so well, they're now looking at how they can increase their nourishment, how they can have better schooling for their kids, how they can have businesses, and they're asking all kinds of questions of how they can improve their lives in every way, not just spiritually and health. So we're really encouraged to see what God is doing in Madagascar.
The whole church bringing the whole gospel to the whole world. This is globalcastresources.com.